Strap in, buckle up. Welcome to the CFL playoffs. Hello, Canada. Away we go. Rocking house here, Percival-Molson Stadium. Eastern Division semifinal. The Alouettes and the Eskimos.
Leading the Montreal Alouettes into battle, making his first career postseason start, Mr. Vernon Adams Jr. He was the top deep passer in the Canadian Football League this season, threw the ball 20-plus yards, more than anyone in the league. On the other side, it's Trevor Harris making his fourth career postseason start. The most recent, Grey Cup, a season ago.
Boris Beatty leads the CFL in kickoffs. He can boot it. It's against the wind. Beatty to Jamil Smith. Here we go. The East semifinal is underway. Smith weaves his way up to the 22-yard line. Trevor Harris, who missed a lot of games down the stretch with an arm injury, told us yesterday the arm is alive. Feels like a 12-year-old kid again. Harris played in the East the last few years. Will dish it off on the far side to Devon Smith. A play-action play right out of the gate. This is a team that doesn't huddle up very much. They'll go right to the line of scrimmage.
Keep an eye on Ricky Collins Jr. in this Edmonton Eskimo receiving corps. He had a season-high 175 yards against Montreal in week 1 this season. The offensive line, the biggest in the Canadian Football League, led by right guard, the massive all-star Matt O'Donnell.
First play, first down, Eskimos. They'll hand it off. C.J. Gable is swallowed up. Old Man River just keeps rolling along. John Bowman, 37 years old, makes the tackle.
Yeah, there is John Bowman. He's going to be key, not just in stopping that run. Of course, he is their top pass rusher as they try to get to Trevor Harris. Linebacking core held down by the East's most outstanding Canadian all-star middle linebacker, Enoch Mwamba. On the back end, very deserving all-star sophomore in the halfback spot, the tenacious Greg Reed.
Eskimos, second down conversion for the first time in this game. 2nd and 8. Harris drops, moves the pocket. Now he throws downfield, and it is caught. Ricky Collins has it into Montreal territory. And a big play from Trevor Harris. And the arm already looks very fresh for Trevor Harris.
And nice job by Trevor Harris here to extend the play, getting outside the pocket, directing traffic, finding Ricky Collins, making that completion just beyond the outstretched arm of Enoch Mwamba. With Mwamba leaving his feet, that allows Collins to pick up a few yards after the catch.
A two-time Grey Cup champion as a backup. Throwing again, and again complete. Trevor Harris, known for those efficient throws, high percentage, and already has another to Tavares Daniels. 1st and 10 from the Montreal 26-yard line. Pistol formation. C.J. Gable in motion. Comes to this side for Greg Ellingson. And Trevor Harris already. It's a fumble. It is a fumble. Patrick Levels has it. And Levels still on his feet. And just when the Edmonton Eskimos were threatening to score, the Alouettes get the football.
After automatic review by the command center, the Edmonton ball carrier was down with contact at the 14-yard line. The face mask penalty will be applied half the distance to goal. It will be first down, Edmonton.
But because they let it play out, it also cost Montreal 15 yards on the face mask.
1st and goal, looking for the first punch. And it's Calvin McCarty. Big hit. And the veteran fullback McCarty goes flying, but the ball is placed down near the 1-yard line.
Yeah, McCarty, a very capable receiver, is going to free release out of the backfield into the flat. He's got a little bit of room here. They create a bit of a run for him with the inside crossing route. But the pursuit of Najee Murray and Greg Reed to the football prevents the Eskimo veteran from making his way into the end zone.
It is 2nd and goal. Looking for the touchdown, and C.J. Gable puts the Eskimos on the board first. the Eskimos with the first swing here.
Well, CJ Gable so often denied the opportunity in close. Big Armando Sewell is lead blocking. Tanner Green down there as well. CJ Gable, physical runner by his own right, barged his way in for the first score of the game.
And he is a playoff player. Sean White, former Alouette, the PAT, 7-0.
Yeah, you can feel the heat between these two teams.
Alford trying to find a couple blocks. The starting point's going to be near the 30 for Vernon Adams, who began this season way down the depth chart. In fact, looked like last year he might have been out of football. What a comeback for a team that has become the comeback team in the CFL.
Well, they certainly have, and there's their leader. He's taking a deep breath as he gets ready to roll. But as you said, Rod, he's a guy who started training camp 4th on the depth chart at quarterback. Had a terrific camp, worked his way up to 2nd in game 1. Antonio Pipkin goes down against these very Edmonton Eskimos with the team trailing. Vernon Adams almost leads them to victory, setting the stage for this great 2019 season.
Passing right away. And a guy that he has developed a really good chemistry with. Eugene Lewis, 1,000-yard receiving season for Gino. On the slant, has half the first down yardage.
As we take a look at this Montreal Alouette receiving corps, notable by his absence is DeVere Posey, Chris Matthews. Also outside Dante Absher, who played a couple games down the stretch, gets the start. We'll also keep an eye on veteran Landon Rice. Been in the league for several years, but hasn't often started at tackle. He's going to try to set that right edge today.
Vernon stepping up now. And Adams tucking it and bucket down. First down against an Eskimo team that has forced more 2-and-outs than any other team in the league. This time, the Alouettes get the first down.
Well, this is part of the fear. We talked about it off the opening. Nick Usher's got a shot, but you got to come in under control at Vernon Adams because of his agility, his ability to make people miss right there. Good angle from Nick Usher. He's got a contained angle, outside leverage to try and keep Vernon Adams in that pocket. But Adams just steps up and dodges him.
Handed off to William Stanback. And the idea for the Eskimo D today is to put a bullseye on that guy.
Well, it certainly is, and this is a terrific group getting after the passer. The underrated Mike Moore gets his first all-star selection at the defensive tackle spot alongside Armando Sewell. Larry Dean has certainly lived up to expectations since coming over from Hamilton in free agency. He is their leader. Now, a game of musical chairs in the secondary. It's the Canadian Godfrey Onyeka and Wilfrid Laurier making the start at the field corner this week. Just a handful of starts for him in his career.
Vernon again, play incomplete. And once again, this Eskimo team, this Eskimo D, bends a little but doesn't break. Jamil Smith actually was signed by the Alouettes a few weeks ago, then released, and now finds a home with the Eskimos. Speedster, former Ottawa Red Black, ducks underneath.
I asked him before the game, what do you mean by that? He said simply, we're going to go after them, guys.
Yeah, he said it's going to get real fast.
Let his play do the talking. We'll keep an eye on that when the Eskimos D is back out.
2nd and 3, and so far Trevor Harris has been perfect on the day. 1st and 10 once more. Turns and hands it off, and so yes, they are deploying both of their backs already too. I'm sure the Alouettes will also go to Jeremiah Johnson at times. So very interesting matchups. Another 2nd down conversion for Harris. Converted up near the Montreal 50. Ricky Collins Jr. once more.
This is one of the things that the Alouettes defensively want to avoid. You know that Trevor Harris is going to get his completions, but what you want to do is upset his rhythm, and so far they haven't really been able to do that. Harris getting the ball out of his hands quickly. You look at their opening drive, Harris was 5 for 5 with the ball going to 5 different receivers. The biggest completion, 38 yards to Ricky Collins.
Bob Slowick. The Eskimos already 4 for 4. Play clock comes down. Harris steps up in the pocket. And again to McCarty. This time he's shy of the first down. Here is Edmonton-born, former Alberta Golden Bear, longtime punter Hugh O'Neill. He's going to give his team another point here on the Rouge. Wanted to hit the coffin corner, not quite. And it's an early 8-0 Eskimo lead. Montreal ball when we come back to the Eastern semifinal.
In a time when everything has changed and the need has never been greater, our goal remains the same. Let's tackle hunger together. Donate now at tacklehunger.ca.
Good times with a twist.
Hill at McGill University, Molson Stadium. Let's see if they go after some of the new blood in the corner. Adams again, play action. Big block right there. And a big throw downfield. Talk about protection.
Little peel back block. And a good job by Spencer Moore to get in front of him and get his shoulder to the chest and make that a legal block.
There goes stand back. Yeah, it is playoff football. Nothing like it in November in Canada. Vernon Adams again, and over the top. Jake Winicky. 16-yard pickup, down to the 37. Vernon, I think he had trouble getting the ball. Second down, Eskimos show blitz. Here it comes. Vernon with time. Again over the middle. Another Montreal first down, and once again, it's Dante Absher. Where'd they find this guy?
Comes in here in the playoffs and plays an injury to Veer Moses.
Williams stand back. Legs turning close to another first down. Looks like he will move the sticks. Might be the final play of this opening quarter, barring penalty. Alouettes looking for a first down. Stanback is the other way. And Stanback directing traffic and navigates his way down to the 3-yard line. Final play, first quarter. Lots of excitement here in Montreal. Guess you might call it the trilogy between these two teams. Eskimos won game 1, week 1, week 6. Montreal won. And now here we are. And on the line is a trip to Hamilton next week for the East Final. And you can see by the numbers, very close game so far. Offenses clicking early on here. And their first and goal, stand back. Takes the ball and scores. Touchdown, Montreal. Stand back. Does what C.J. Gable did, almost the same spot back in the first quarter.
Well, watch the work of the offensive line here as William Stanback is going to go in, standing up. Great job by left guard Trey Rutherford on the double team.
Morris Beatty, the point after, puts it right between the uprights, and we've got a 1-point game. And the only difference is that single point on the punt by Hugh O'Neill. And again, Beatty. Big leg. Jamil Smith. Wind is shifted now. Has a lot of belief in Trevor Harris. Says no one works harder. Harris, blindside. Smothered. Tavares Daniels. Free agent goes to Edmonton, then gets on the blower with his buddy Greg Ellingson. Come join me, he said. C.J. Gable. Harris remains perfect so far.
To get him going, to motivate him.
3rd and inches. Eskimos had to get to the 40. Looks like they'll get that spot. They'll move the sticks.
Constantly. But that self-improvement.
Play action. Again, Natea J. And they continues to use everybody, and Trevor Harris is putting on a clinic here. Pistol formation once more, the RPO, and it's Shaq Cooper. Now 8 different receivers. Have you caught a ball yet?
I've been open every play, partner. Great compliment to CJ Gable.
On the Montreal side of the field, Alouettes show blitz. A wobbler, and there's the first incompletion, but an interference call, it looks like. The flag was thrown.
Defensive pass interference, Montreal number 45. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. First down, Edmonton.
12 for 12. Trevor Harris out of the gate. Turns and hands it to CJ Gable. He's got that great cut. Gable, much like William Stanback, a power runner. So
lots of different personnel packages being deployed so far by the S's offense.
Harris stepping up once more, and another one. 13 in a row. And it's his buddy, Greg Ellingson.
Ellingson just found that soft spot in coverage.
24-yard gain inside the 15-yard line. Blitz again. Harris again. Number 2 gets the ball again, but this time swallowed up and trying to carry it. He does to the end zone for a touchdown. CJ Gable. And a pile of dust.
He keeps his feet moving. Keeps driving the legs. Watch as he goes into contact. The feet never stop. His feet keep churning, keep churning, keep churning, keep churning. Till he finds pay dirt.
Looks like a highlight from the World Rugby Final. Logan Kilgore the hold. Sean White the point after. And keeping this crowd rather quiet so far. It has been raucous, to say the least.
Yeah, well, a long drive that sometimes you don't reap the benefits of that until later in the game, right? Keeping that opposing defense on the field. But when you keep pounding the ball at him with CJ Gable, you'll eventually wear him out.
Alford could be sprung here. This guy can fly. Goodbye. Mario Alford is going to score. 99-yard touchdown. How cool is that? And guess what, partner? They're not so quiet anymore.
Mario Alford, who had 2 punt return touchdowns during the regular season, here gets it done on the kickoff. 99 yards, hits it vertical. Nice job blocking at the point of attack. Alford basically untouched. And then it's a sprint to the end zone. Number 89 wins with 6 points.
So now, Super Mario comes through as Boris Beatty misses. Now, if Jamil Smith can go the distance, it's 2 points. It won't be. So we'll see if that point plays in. Mario Alford needs an oxygen tank after this. Breathtaking. Electrifying return. Nobody loves it more than Vernon Adams.
Total Quartz with age resistance technology. Improve protection against mechanical wear by up to 64% to keep your engine younger for longer. Turn your car engine into a tireless athlete. Total Quartz engine oil gives you the performance you need to achieve your goals, whether on the field or on the track. Total Quartz Lubricants, proud partner of the Canadian Football League.
Joked about it after this big kick return touchdown as we take a look again at Mario Alford, the man of the moment. Big response from the Montreal Alouettes special team unit coached by Mickey Donovan. Harry likes it. But again, joked about the defense not getting any rest when you get that special teams touchdown. If I'm the Edmonton Eskimos, I come right back with a lot of C.J. Gable here.
Harris threads the needle, now 15 of 15, trying to contain him somewhat. They're keeping him in the pocket. The problem is he's doing a lot of damage from the pocket, and there goes to Gable once more up the gut.
If you can't get to him, try and get hands up, get him in those passing lanes.
2nd and 2. And the Alouettes look like they're going to force the Eskimos to bring out Hugh O'Neill and the kick team. It'll be 3rd. Well, the spot is actually pretty favorable. They go right behind center. 3rd and 1. Harris gets the first down. Played in Montreal, as a matter of fact. Harris again. Zips it back down to the 40-yard line. And Mr. Reliable once more, Greg Ellingson. Hands it off to Calvin McCarty. Plows for a couple.
On this football team.
2nd and 8. Harris dancing. Keeps the streak going. To Ellingson once more. 18 in a row. Double tight end set. Hands it off. The workhorse, the plow horse does it again. C.J. Gable will move the sticks. Is a pass, by the way, to Tavares Daniels on the shovel. They're going to throw. Harris, end zone, touchdown, Calvin McCarty. 20 straight passes from Trevor Harris.
And I will reiterate, he's not taking the easy ones.
No.
Laying this one up perfectly to Calvin McCarty, and a little bit of traffic in the back of the end zone. Becomes something of a contested catch for the veteran fullback.
And he had a day for the ages in the Eastern Final. Vernon Adams slinging, has his man, look out, Clyde Bray, foot race, brought down. Biggest play for the Alouettes, and Vernon Adams was dusted on the other end of that. No penalty flag, but a huge one, 50-yarder. Adams to Bray. It's the playoffs. Blitz coming. Vernon steps up. And it's caught at high point. Gino Lewis. Vernon Adams, who calls that a 50-50 ball. But Gino Lewis calls it a 90-10 ball. Pistol formation. Swings it out to Lewis. Looks like he's going to get close to the goal line. And a helmet-to-helmet collision. Larry Dean down there, as Gino Lewis is all right. Vernon Adams Jr. behind center this time. Will he give it to Stanback? Scores again. The Alouettes will go for 2. Vernon slant, knocked down. Great defensive play by Taekwon Glass. Looking there for Absher. Going on the screen from right to left. Is it 22 now? Yes, it is. Extraordinary first half here. Trevor Harris one away. But more importantly for the Eskimos, now in field goal position, a 23-yard gain, and Ellingson has been dynamite.
The confidence and precision with which Trevor Harris is delivering the football.
There it is. Oh, no! Stopped at 22. This from about the 44-yard line. White is going to put this up and through. Yes! Yes! The Eskimos have a 6-point advantage. Trevor Harris putting on a show. Let's catch our breath. Here in Montreal in the Eastern semifinal. Extraordinary stuff. 25-19
Hey guys, it's Brody Lawson from the Canadian Football League. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's game. If you like what you see, be sure to visit CFL.ca for more on the Canadian Football League. But while you're here, we also think there's a lot of stuff you'll enjoy. So like, subscribe, or follow. And make sure you guys are following at CFL on all social channels. But for now, enjoy the game.
Oh, second half is underway. Short kick. Alouettes get the ball. They are the comeback kids. We shall see. Play action. Adams just chucking it up.
Well played by the defensive end.
Second and 10. Time now. Vernon decides to run. Sprints out. Dashes out. Lunging forward is going to be about, oh, you see the marker there, almost 2 yards short. That is the first 2 and out of the ball game from either side. Beatty, short kick, good bounce.
Let him go, Blue.
Jamil Smith.
Let's go, Blue.
22 straight completions out of the chute.
22 straight completions. So many things you can talk about on this streak. Obviously, the consistency with which he threw the football, the confidence with which he threw the football, because there were a lot of tough throws in this streak. How about the fact that he completed balls to 8 different receivers in the first half of this football game? 2 touchdown passes.
Keep it going if you can. You got to think the Eskimos have a very good chance of continuing this crossover dream. Second and 3, Harris. First down, Calvin McCarty.
Obviously, regardless of who plays those top 2 teams, Hamilton and Saskatchewan have been so good down the stretch.
So now Ellingson sprinting out after a great play call here and such unique execution. That blows the ball game left. Could be a record-setting day for Ellingson. Reed option up to Shaq Cooper. Greg Reed blasts him, and now Tommy Campbell and Cooper into it.
Darn near every eligible receiver in their lineup.
They run the jet sweep to DeVaris Daniels. Daniels out of bounds, knocked out by Patrick Levels.
Illegal block, Edmonton, number 2. That's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
So they'll move that back. Will not go first and goal. To the far side. That time it's Daniels. Ciante Evans. You saw them stop them short of a first down. So the Alouettes don't break.
Certainly got a good break from that on that football, but was coming from distance, so didn't get there in time to actually break up the play.
Sean White perfect so far. 9-point Eskimo lead. Edmonton defense induced a 2 and out last series. Stand back goes right side. 2 touchdowns for the power back.
Montreal scoring on a kickoff return. Owls haven't had an opportunity to run a lot of offensive plays in this ballgame.
Vernon Adams trying to get a little rhythm. You can see the difference. First and 10. Stays in. Fires.
He's already here in Montreal.
7 of 9 on second downs. Blitz comes. Adams takes a shot. And it is picked off. Picked off by Josh Johnson. And Vernon Adams was pummeled as he threw the football. First pick of the ball game, and everybody. Trevor Harris, pump and go. What a catch. Flag down. Ricky Collins still on his feet. Down near the 30, where that flag is, that might be illegal contact. C.J. Gable tries to swipe away a tackler. He can't. And now another key second down here for the Montreal D. 13 of 18 on second down conversions. Pitching it out, and they do stop them in their tracks.
Rather impressive 96.8% completion rate.
Money, Sean White again, surefire. Trevor Harris telling everybody to keep their composure. There is some karma in the world, is there not? They decide to run it this time. We will see Vernon Adams step out. Alouettes made it close in the first half. A team that's come back almost all season needs to come back here. Floating it out for Jeremiah Johnson, who goes for a rip. Down to the 40. Pistol formation now with stand back behind Vernon. Turns and hands. Stand back. Who will be their opponent? TBA. Adams. Flag down. Once again.
Offside, Edmonton, number 54. The penalties declined. First down, Montreal.
All season long.
Shotgun snap. Adams all down. Throws high. Hampshire can't gather. Eskimos showing blitz. Here it comes off the edge. Adams steps up. Now he has to dance. He escapes. Vernon Adams in zone. Just past the outstretched fingertips. Felix Faubert-Lucier. Just a bit of an overshoot. Otherwise, this place would have exploded. Forrest Beatty needed that, got it. 31-22. They'd like nothing better than to play in Calgary like Calgary played in their home stadium a year ago in the Grey Cup. And CJ Gable spins. Little spin cycle there from Carl Gable Jr.
As you're about to go into the fourth quarter, you don't know how many times you're even going to touch the ball offensively.
And they get another first down.
Where Trevor Harris's pace doesn't suggest that he's going to let you get the ball much more than 2 times in the fourth quarter.
Final play, third quarter. Harris again. Dishes it off. Shaq Cooper cuts back. Shaq Cooper still on his feet. Yards after contact and more. Shaquille Cooper putting on a show. And the Eskimos have a 9-point lead as we head to the fourth in the CFL Eastern semifinal. The Edmonton Eskimos struggled in the second half of the season, but they make their way a crossover to the East, the semifinal. They are very good closers. They did most of that closing in the first half. They're 7-1 when they lead after 3 quarters, and they have what looks like a comfortable 9-point lead only because they have the football all the time. Trevor Harris, just like last year's East Final, and now CJ Gable again has been masterful. Chance to extend the lead even more. Gable going backwards. And once again, on 2nd and 2, it's actually a loss this time. On point today. 3 more points for the Eskimos again, restoring that 12-point advantage. So now Vernon Adams has to go to work. He's been in this situation before. former Oregon Duck, the 26-year-old out of Pasadena, California, and 4 fourth-quarter comebacks this season for him.
Desperately hoping to make it 5.
And also on the sideline, Trevor Harris, who just hasn't given up the ball.
Against all odds.
Audible here, changes the play. 2nd down and 6. Look out. Adams going down, and what a spin move. Mike Moore showing you why he is a West Division All-Star.
Yes, sir.
Not a lot of sacks, just 1 in the game. But the pressure from the Edmonton Eskimos, #1 in sacks in the CFL, #1 preventing sacks. Jamil Smith.
A big part of the Edmonton Eskimos offense.
Read option, it's a pickoff! Just what the Alouettes needed, a break, and they get a huge one right here. Swatted into the hands of Woody Barron. Now looking to make them pay. What a catch! Early 4th, 12-point game. You're just with us. He's not hinting either way right now. 2nd and 8. Critical here for the Alouettes. And they get it. Eugene Lewis hanging on. Crowd is back into it. Eskimos show blitz. Here they come with the house. Adams into traffic. Taekwon Glass blanketing Gino Lewis, and could release him for a swing too. Adams calls his own number. In trouble. There he goes. Could score. Will score. Touchdown, Adams. Game on.
Now watch the wake of Eskimo wannabe tacklers that he leaves behind. Some of the best in the Canadian Football League. Almondo Sewell, Larry Dean among them, left grasping at straws.
Point after Boris Beatty. 5-point game. Now Trevor Harris, his first real test of adversity in this ballgame after throwing that knockdown pick. He's throwing again though. Look out, Harris! First time he's sacked!
They are on board here at Molson Stadium.
Now Trevor Harris. 2nd and 15. 4-man rush. Swings it out. Incomplete. And this field has shifted here in the 4th. Floating kicks gonna bounce. Alford might get some room here. Trying to kick it outside. Mario Alford does. And then run out of bounds. Adams floating it. Still a long way away. And the Eskimos trying to continue their believe it season. Adams again trying to get out and wrapped up and ripped down by Agent Zero, Don Unumba. Former Laval Rouge Orstock. Line drive. Jamil Smith. Scampers outside. Instant field position. Great starting point on a 20-yard return. They can score here. They might be able to start making reservations for Hamilton. 4:44 to go and counting. Pure bedlam in Montreal. first down.
With a 5-point lead, creating the long field is of value. Going from 5 to 6 does nothing.
O'Neal floats it. Alford trying to shoot again. Again trying to motor outside. Cuts back, and Mario Alford. And a game-changing return in the first half. Can find a way. 3.5 minutes. Take it downfield. They could make their way to Hamilton. Eskimos D has been so solid all season. Lewis, high-point catch.
Montreal has grabbed the momentum in a big way in the fourth quarter. It started with a big defensive play.
Need this though. 2nd and 6. Adams decides to take off. Gets the first down. Must feel like he's playing a video game right now, trying to stop Adams. Sling it all the way. Catch. Asher sneers that. 2nd and 2.
Play for the first down.
Play for the first down. They do. No, they don't. There it is. Vernon Adams.
Good pickup on the first down without handing it off, without putting the ball in the air.
1st and 10. Good time. It's picked. It's Josh Johnson again. And the Edmonton Eskimos, with 1:36 to go, can feel it now. Any comeback that the Alouettes had was just intercepted by the Edmonton Eskimos, who are now 1:36 away from going to Hamilton next week. They'll keep this on the ground. CJ Gable. Alouettes trying to grasp for that ball. The Alouettes' dream season is going to come to an end. Shaq Cooper. Boy, you got to carry that ball. And Sean White, 4 for 4. Kick is up, and he is perfect today. So still a 1-possession ball game. 1:02 left. Needs completions. That does not help. Fulbert Lucier, a drop. There we are, stretching it. Jump ball, it is. Well, who's got it? They're saying it's picked off. Edmonton football.
Is it the hat trick?
It is the hat trick. Edmonton football, Edmonton ball game. The comeback season is officially over in Montreal.
You had 2 receivers in very close proximity, which means 2 defenders with a chance to make the play on the ball.
Right there, Josh Johnson's ball.
Josh Johnson, in terms of the coverage, Johnson was running with Absher, but again, with the 2 receivers right beside each other, it puts Johnson in a position to make a play on the ball as Lewis is trying to catch it.
And the Edmonton Eskimos, why not them? Crossover team. The belief continues. Hanging on here in Montreal. 37-29 in the CFL Eastern semifinal. The Western team comes east with some help from 2 guys who played their football mostly in the East.
I have said for years that you don't win Grey Cups without getting outstanding player caliber performance from your quarterback. And how else can you describe the play of Trevor Harris today? Comes out and completes the first 22 passes he throws to 8 different receivers. Ends the day 36 of 39 for a new playoff record, 92.3% completion rate. Over 400 yards in the ball game. Trevor Harris, is there any question?
No question.
Is our Nissan Titan
no question
player of the game?
Agony for Vernon Adams and the Montreal Alouettes. Season is over. A lot to look forward to next year, and a lot to look forward for the green and gold, who will meet the black and gold next week A sold-out Tim Hortons Field. We cannot wait for that one. We'll see you next week in Hamilton.